used to believe we were burning on the edge of something beautiful, something beautiful. Selling a dream. We're back, baby. Welcome to the Week 1 podcast here. I'm your award-winning host, Robbie Wright, back for another season of classic interviews and probably subpar analysis of some fantasy football. So, without further ado, I'm going to try to really keep the scores here, talking about the matchups here, to a bare minimum because, let's be real, you guys all have smartphones. Oh, a little side note here. The fantasy football app fucking sucked this past weekend. It was working for me for a little bit, and then next, I'm getting bombarded with text messages saying, "Is it working? Is it working? Is it working?" I had no control in that. I don't work for ESPN, so hopefully next week they have it figured out. Why they couldn't quite get it together, I don't know. But sponsored today by NHL 17. Grab your copy today, gentlemen. Gamer tag at rwright10. What up? Oh, wrong league. So I'm going to pretty much just break down this past week. We can pour some out for Keenan Allen. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that is Jordan who has Keenan Allen. So that kid cannot catch a break, man. I saw at one point he was winning this week and couldn't quite catch a break. So check out these scores here. We'll start with my matchup here because I'm the host and it's my show. I barely held on and beat Jared by a score of 136.5 to 131.3. I'm just going to do this once. Jared's phone number is 412-335-3408. Once again, 412-335-3408. I'm pretty sure everyone is available via trade right now after his week 1 loss. Come to think about last season, I'm pretty sure me and him played first week and we had a barn burner. Thanks to Antonio Brown twerking last night and going off, I was able to hold on. Gary Barnes can fuck off getting me 0 points. But on the other side, Kansas City D got him 0. So congrats to Business is Booming taking down Let's Get Physical. I see what he did there. Look at the next matchup here. Well, actually, I'll get to that one here in a minute because we got our first host coming on here. Mr. Carmen Fortunato is going to lead us off with our first interview this season. So we'll jump to the next matchup. It was a rivalry matchup here. Not really rivalry. I think George is Casey's bigger rival. But it was a roommate matchup here for bragging rights. The Clareton Bears, which I don't know where that team name coming from. Casey, if you want to fill me in, I'd love to hear. Versus Game of Jones. Clever. Mike took down Casey by a score of 164.7 to 148.7. This is where fantasy football fucking sucks because if you look at the scores here, Casey put up the second most. He had the second most amount of points, and that is the worst when it comes to fantasy football. So pour some out for Casey this past week. He had a hell of a game. D'Angelo Williams went off. That fucker cost me some money. That's a whole nother subject here. Brandon Cooks, I think he had a 98-yard touchdown or some shit. That helped Mike out significantly, as well as Drew Brees went off. So congrats to Mike here. He put up a nice matchup. Congrats to Casey as well, man. That's 148.7. You deserve to win. So that's garbage. But these two teams, neither of them deserve to win. Which brings me to Shitty Farm Team 3. And you know what? I looking at Ben's team here. I didn't think he drafted that bad. And I thought his team name was a little harsh. But Placey kicked the shit out of him, and really Placey didn't even put up that many points, so I don't want to really give him that much credit. Matter probably had the worst week. He was probably in like the bottom 5%, probably bottom 2% of fantasy football scores across ESPN. You look at his scores here. I believe he had one guy in double digits, and that was Russell Wilson. He had 11.9, so that's a tough one to swallow. Adrian Peterson didn't do shit. Dez Bryant. It's tough to trust a guy named Dez, but yeah. Congrats to Placey getting his first W in the Monkey Bar League here. It was an ugly win, but sometimes the ugly ones you'll take. We'll move on to the next matchup here. Jordan, I don't think has ever had. I don't think at one point he's ever had a winning record in the 3 years. He starts out 0-1 once again. Jason Pierre's paw lost to the champ, the two-time champ, Aunt Lorraine's son, the guy banging Billy's sister, the guy making kids with Billy's sister, Mr. George the Champ McCoy. George took him down, though. He didn't really put up that many points. He beat him, 106.9 to 104.2. See, top point getters, Doug Baldwin had himself a day. I can't get how. And Carlos Hyde had a few backdoor touchdowns there at the end for San Fran, but Jordan, he's due, man. He's due to have just a nice little run here. You can only go so many years without one. He's gonna get hot at some point. You watch, and we'll go to the last matchup here. The Monkey Bar MVPs. I like that team name, Darwonko. Against Team Bonesaw, and a little shout out to Darwonko here. I got a kick out of the snap I received from his. I guess they're not quite engaged yet, but I'm sure she wants a ring, and he just doesn't want to put a ring on it yet. Yeah, from Ashley, of him just passed on the couch after a hard day of tailgating, which reminds me. Sorry, Matter. I was that was a tough game to witness there, and I honestly didn't really care that much who won. I'll be honest, I had money on Pitt winning straight up, so I was personally satisfied, but at the same time I was going to lose that much sleep if Penn State did win. So I know how much he wanted them to win, so sorry Matter. But look at Team Bonesaw here. Put up 110.8, and I want to get the rookies on here. I had this idea I wanted to do last week for a podcast, but we couldn't get all three of them together. So we'll try to do it again, and maybe I'll throw in another podcast here this week if I get a minute. But I want to do a little game show for the rookies here to see who knows the rules the best in the league. So stay tuned. But Darwonko, Andrew Luck, I think this might be the steal when it comes to quarterbacks. He had a crap year last year. If he stays healthy, Indy's passing game, they're gonna be good this year, or at least fantasy wise, they'll be good. So without further ado, I want to get into this matchup here, which was Hollywood Squares against Lloyd Christmas. I like this team name, Lloyd Christmas, Carmen, so good job on a team name this year. C.J. Anderson, he had himself a day on Thursday Night Football. 29.9. Larry Fitz, the guy's ageless. I thought he was going to fade off. I thought he at least would. I mean, it's a long season, don't get me wrong, but he had a great first week. 28.1. And Trevor's really couldn't get too much going here. Probably too busy collecting money for some fee all over Johnstown. So I'm gonna get Carmen on the phone here, and just pretty much we'll talk a little football. But it's really just the podcast. It's about just catching up on life. I mean, Carmen, he recently moved to Harrisburg. I'm out here in Philadelphia. We got Bonesaw out in Minnesota. So the podcast, it brings us all together here. So let's get Carmen on the phone here. I'll FaceTime him. I'll see the U.S. scored. That didn't take long. Carmen.
Hey.
Congratulations on your Week 1 high score.
Thank you.
Now, going into this week's matchup, did you see this one coming?
I didn't.
No, I didn't see it coming either, but I got to give credit where credit's due. You had a hell of a first week.
Well, I was actually projected to lose, and then C.J. Anderson and Larry Fitzgerald decided to have the game of their life.
That's what I was literally just talking about a minute ago here. But yeah, how's Harrisburg life?
Well, as you can see, I just bought NHL 17 and a PS4 today.
You want to play later?
I don't have online yet. We still got to get it.
Oh, do you need money?
But when I do, just let me know and we'll play.
It's at Alright10. My first goal was with Brian Rust.
Actually, so was mine. I'm not even kidding.
I like it, dude. He I think I've scored like 3 goals with Rust, and none with like Gino or Sid or Phil or any like the the high-paying guys.
Yeah, I would just like the playoffs.
So are you? Where's DJ Panda at?
She's in the shower.
Oh, that's sexy. How come you're not jumping in there?
Because I just bought a PS4.
Oh no! Did you literally just buy this today?
It came in the mail today. We ran out and bought NHL at GameStop this evening.
So are you guys gonna do like a little like couple like date where you guys play video games tonight?
You know it.
That's relationship goals right there, Carmen.
Can you see the game?
I can see the game. I currently have the U.S. game right on, but right after I get done with this award-winning podcast here, I'm gonna tune in here. I got a co-host here. I got Iceberg. He says, "What's up?"
What's up, Iceberg?
He doesn't really talk much, but he gets the job done here. So
he gets the crowd going.
Absolutely. So when are you due back in the Berg?
Well, I was there last week for the Penn State game. I'm not sure if everyone on the podcast knows, but Pitt won.
Yeah,
Penn State.
I gave a little a shout out to that, and also everyone needs to just keep bending your thoughts, because he's been looking forward to that game for 5 years, and he's really been strategizing and planning for that tailgate for 5 years, and felt bad not being there, but I know how much he wanted that W.
I know. It was a pretty good game, actually.
Yeah,
Balkan just scored to tie it. No big deal.
There you go. Yeah, I put it on All-Star mode. I lost like 5-0 my first game. I'm like, that was dumb.
I decided to go with it was like intermediate mode for right now. I'll probably bump it up a little bit. I've been dominating in shots.
I'll make sure to lower you a few notches here, Carmen. Carmen, thank you for tuning into the podcast here. Best of luck the rest of the season here, and keep the streak going here.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I hope to be here again next week. That'd be nice.
Hey, Jared last year called that where he said, "I'll talk to you next week," and he did it. So that'd be pretty impressive if that'd be the second time it happened in the history of this award-winning podcast.
Hey, I could use the extra $25. Get some of the money back for this video game I just bought.
There you go. I paid 60. I think I paid 65.
Yep, me too.
All right, Carmen. I'll talk to you later.
All right, thanks, man.
Later.
Bye.
So there you have it there. There's your top point getter, Carmen. He seems to be adapting just well in Harrisburg. Well, I was actually in Harrisburg not that long ago, and it didn't suck as much as I thought it was going to suck. So hopefully him and DJ Panda are making things work, and best of luck to them. I don't think you guys see my shirt, but it pretty much just sets the tone every single time I'm in Philadelphia. They know. They already know. And, this I had a fight. They're actually all hype out here because of fucking Carson Wentz. They don't quite comprehend that they beat the Browns, so it's quite comical how low their standards are. But anyways, this concludes the Week 1 podcast. I want to try and get the rookies on here. I got a kind of a funny idea what I want to do with them, kind of to just break the ice. I don't believe in just people walking in this league and just thinking that they can easily just earn a spot. We got to put them through a little bit of a test here. So, this concludes the podcast here, and I'll get this up and running. Take care.